When you attend advanced camp during the summer of your junior year, you'll get the option to select which advanced camp regiment you would like to attend. Throughout the summer, there will be a total of 10 regiments, all of which will process and train somewhere between 5 to 7,000 cadets. Based off my experience from working there as cadre at camp, the best regiments to attend were usually anywhere from 3rd to 5th Regiment. 1st Regiment is normally recognized as the best because many of those cadets will be attending additional training after camp. They will go to schools such as air assault, airborne, mountain warfare, etc. They are front-loaded because they have some additional training later that summer, and ROTC programs prefer to send their cadets to that additional training after camp rather than before. That way they can avoid the possibility of injury that might affect the cadets' camp experience. However, when I worked at camp as a lane walker, I didn't see much of a difference between the first 5 regiments when it came to the quality of cadets and their training. To understand why I wouldn't necessarily recommend the first 2 regiments at camp, I need to explain how camp works. Every year, cadre from all the ROTC programs throughout the country are thrown into CST to put together the largest active duty army training exercise in the army. Yep, this is the largest training event that the army does every year. But behind the scenes, it's basically a massive pickup game. When cadre arrive, they typically have very little time to prep before cadets arrive. And so even though the first 2 regiments are normally known as the best regiments to attend, they are kind of like guinea pigs because camp is still trying to figure out how they're going to do things. For instance, the lanes that cadets ran through during the first 2 regiments in the field were not the same as later regiments. Now, in some cases, since the cadre are still figuring things out, this could work to your advantage, but more often than not, you're going to have a somewhat disorganized experience. So you'll find the sweet spot anywhere between 3rd to 5th Regiment because this is when cadre have figured out how to do their job properly after all the mistakes they made during the first 2 regiments. And they're also still fairly motivated to provide some quality training. However, after 5th Regiment, the motivation of cadre to do their job to standard starts to drop a little bit. So you might get a less than optimal experience if arriving after 5th Regiment. Alright, so the worst 2 regiments were definitely 9th and 10th Regiment. Those were the last 2 regiments of camp. Not only did I see the worst missions ran by cadets during that time, but the cadre were pretty checked out and just wanted to go home. Understand that the commander's intent is to provide a consistent training experience throughout camp. Unfortunately, this does not always happen. For instance, cadre will forget to replace the targets at the firing range, causing the range to malfunction. Some of the field missions will be changed completely, and in general, you'll see shortcuts being taken. But remember that ultimately, camp and everything else in the army will be what you make it. So if you attend camp, but do not get the regiment you want, go ahead and make the most of it. Alright guys, I hope this video was helpful. Have a great day. Cheers.